What's happening, guys, and welcome back to our channel. Science is the systematic and objective study of the universe and everything in it. Unlike other fields, all the answers and the laws of science are confirmed and definitive, but there is still some mysteries that even science can't solve even after studying them for a long time. Today, we'll be looking at 10 questions science still can't answer. Number 10, the existence of God. The cosmos was developed almost 14 billion years ago, according to scientific knowledge. Scientists are still researching and developing reasons surrounding the Big Bang. They're also baffled by how the first life forms emerged from dead substances. Roger Penrose, a researcher, computed that the likelihood of our universe being filled with life would be smaller than anyone had ever envisioned. This begs the question as to whether or not an all-powerful entity had the ability to construct our universe. This is one of the biggest arguments that divides the people all over the world, and people have their own beliefs. Nevertheless, science has never found a way to confirm or deny these ideologies. Number 9. Storage and retrieval of memories. Throughout the mind, neurons and synapses are affected when new information is absorbed. Neuroscientists, on the other hand, do not fully grasp what these alterations are and how they keep information. Information processing is a notion that has stumped even neurologists. Scientific researchers want to know how we can gather occurrences from years ago in only a fraction of a second. Despite extensive studies on the topic, it still remains much of a mystery. Number 8. The reason behind dreams. Dreams were once believed to be a conduit between humanity and the divinities in prehistoric times. However, Freud's claim that dreams reveal underlying urges, this theory has been proven discredited. Emotional processing relies heavily on dreams, and sleep studies have proven the occurrence of fast pupil dilation visions and the moment at which we're especially open to sharing a dream. REM, or rapid eye movement sleeping, is when the majority of our dreams happen. Research shows that our brain patterns are almost as strong during REM as they are during waking hours. The prefrontal lobe and REM sleep are believed to be generated by the brainstem. As of now, there aren't many rational explanations as to why humans see weird visions when we rest. Number 7. The reason behind yawning. People yawn almost on 250,000 occasions in their lifespan in general, according to a recent study. Although this is the case, experts haven't been able to pinpoint the exact cause of this ubiquitous reaction. In a new report, researchers found that yawning freezes the brain, allowing it to function better intellectually. This notion is not supported according to the yawning analysis studies. Another difficulty starts from the premise that yawning can be spread from one person to another, which, if you notice, is actually true. One person yawning can make others do the same subconsciously. However, there is no empirical evidence to substantiate this hypothesis either. Some human evolution researchers contend that yawning evolved from our forefathers when the event occurred for being treated as a communication signal. It's also commonly believed that it's something that we do when we're tired. Number 6. What constitutes everything in the universe? Only 5% of the cosmos is made up of atoms, which are visible in all that we observe today, but astrophysicists have no idea what the other 95% is composed of. The vast bulk of the cosmos is made up of dark matter and dark energy, according to astronomers who've been studying the universe for the past 8 decades. When it comes to star systems, it's thought to be dark matter, whereas dark energy is thought to be driving the cosmos along. It's unlikely to identify or comprehend dark matter and dark energy since they're transparent to light and electromagnetic waves. Number 5. What events occur after death? When the heart stops functioning, there's diagnostic death, and then there's biological death, which is when all the body parts stop working. Scientists, on the other hand, are unable to determine what transpires after a person has died. 1 in 5 close-to-death experiencers reports feeling out-of-body experiences and seeing family and beloved friends. Despite substantial research, no precise neurological or scientific clarification of these events has ever been identified. Just like the different theories people have about the creation of the universe, people also have beliefs of events occurring after death, but they cannot be proven either. Number 4. Does cryonic preservation actually work? In speculative fiction, cryonic preservation has been a recurring subject since the 1950s. He or she must be kept at an extremely cold degree with the expectation that advanced treatment will be able to revive them in the future. Insects and basic tissues, such as blood veins, can be effectively preserved according to cryobiologist Dr. Sei Gao. Although preserving a human form of life is more difficult, it's still worth it. You'd need hundreds of varying cryopreservation processes, even if you only intended to save the mind. Human cryopreservation, if it's conceivable at will, would take a long time according to science. Surprisingly, many people in today's world have been willing to volunteer for cryonic preservation. Would you yourself be willing to take that risk? The reality is that only after the subject has been declared clinically and constitutionally deceased, cryogenic preservation processes can commence. So the people who volunteer are hoping to be brought back to life. During cryopreservation, cryoprotectants are used to avoid eye structure. Cryonic practices can initiate in only minutes of passing. After cryopreservation, it's not possible to resurrect a corpse since the brain and its neural networks are damaged. In 1967, Dr. James Bedford's remains were the first to be preserved. There were roughly 250 frozen dead bodies in the United States more than 5 years ago. Number 3. The mystery of black holes. As a result of their centrifugal attraction, anything ensnared in a black hole is stuck forever in the black hole. Astronomers have a good understanding of black holes, but they haven't been able to figure out what lies at the base. According to Albert Einstein's theory, black holes keep on shrinking until they become incredibly tiny. Theoretically, they could serve as a portal between other dimensions, according to some physicists. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources or techniques to prove any of these possibilities, thus the reality stays a wonder for the time being. Number 2. The truth about ghosts. On and off for millennia, people have argued about the reality of spirits roaming the Earth's surface. Many ghost encounters have been documented, but no solid evidence has been uncovered as of yet. There's no scientific proof of their presence, despite the fact that paranormal investigators have used incident electromagnetic sensors and infrared sensors. These occurrences, according to the majority of scientists, are created solely by thought patterns, electrical fields, and optical disturbances. Although these hypotheses can never be verified or proven false, the reality of ghosts remains a matter of conjecture. Number 1. The working of the placebo effect. People with the disease can strengthen their wellness by believing that a dishonest medicine will do so. It's not very different from the time you were a kid and got yourself hurt and someone would kiss your hand to make the wound better. This phenomenon has baffled practitioners for years. As a result of analysis for a quarter of a century of agony drug clinical trials, it has been determined that in American experimental treatments, the curative potential of the placebo effect has grown even more powerful. To fully comprehend the placebo effect and how certain patients are more vulnerable than others, scientists have conducted a number of studies. However, there's never been a convincing answer, but it won't hurt to have positive thoughts now, right? But what about you guys? Do you think you have the right answers to these questions that even give the world's best scientists and researchers a run for their money? If so, do shout them out in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later in another video. Bye now.